Alright guys, here you go, my dollar lamps from the Goodwill. So the first thing I'm going to do here is obviously point at that piece of lint. I don't know why. And then I guess the second thing I'm going to do here is just remove all the hardware from this lamp here. So you guys, as I was removing the hardware, I realized that metal rod at the top there was not coming out. This lamp was like made of stone or something. So I had to get creative, and I decided to use these two log pieces that I had left over from Christmas, and I just went in with my miter saw and just cut about 1.5 inches off of both of these logs here. And by doing this, I created 2 wooden rounds that I'm going to place on the top of this lamp here. But the first thing I needed to do was shave off the bark from around these logs here. The texture was just a little too rough, so just by eliminating that with my little craft knife here, I just did the shaving, which is really relaxing, by the way. And once all of my bark was removed, I went in with my drill and I just created 2 holes, well, 1 hole for each log right in the center there. And the reason why I did that is just so I could just stack that right on top of the lamp, and I can hide the rod with no problem. And now, looky, here's my other dollar find from the Goodwill, which are wooden plates. So with these plates here, I'm just attaching them all from one another, and I only need to use 2, obviously. So I have my 2 plates there, and I'm just going to take my wooden rounds and hot glue them down onto the plates here. And by doing this, I'm creating a topper for my piece that I will be using later in the video. So once my 2 pieces are together, I go in with the Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint, and I just give my lamps here 2 coats of paint. You guys, as I was painting, I realized that that hole was still there from where the wiring came from. So I just went in with some compound just to fill in the hole, and then I just kept on painting. I didn't even wait for it to dry. So here you guys, you see I did bust out my turntable. I am telling you, if you do not have a turntable to do your projects, get one. This one really came in handy, especially because this lamp was so heavy. I'm telling you, the turntable for this lamp saved me. It saved my wrist. If you don't have one, I'm telling you, just get it already. And now I'm just going in with my topper here, and I'm just using 2 coats of my chalk paint here, and I just set these guys to the side and let them dry. Now I have my acrylic paint here, I have my burnt umber that I'm going to mix in with the white chalk paint just to dull it down a bit. I felt like the paint was too stark. Now you guys, also I have the territorial beige paint here by Apple Barrel as well, and you see I dumped the paint in the cup, you guys, and right after this, you guys, I'm so sorry, you were supposed to see where I painted all of the lines there, like in the center of the crevices, just to bring out, the details. But I'm sorry I lost that video. However, that's what I did. And then I'm just there with my fan brush, and I'm just trying to create a faux wooden look here. If you guys didn't realize what I'm doing now, I am making candle pillars, and I just wanted those to look like the wooden candle pillars. And I felt like the fan brush was the best way to go. Also, side note, you can use like a chip brush as well. It's a little wider, so you'll be able to get a little more coverage faster. But at the moment, I didn't have that, so I just went in with my fan brush, and I felt like it gave it the same effect, However, in the future, if I'm doing a much bigger piece, I will make sure that I will have my wider chip brush. But however, I was happy with this, painting this, because I love to paint. So if you have the patience for it, just go for it. All right, now you guys, I'm going in with my liquid nail glue, and then just my hot glue, and I'm just finishing up my piece here by just topping on my beautiful round and my wooden plate. And look at that. Pillars, guys. I'm so happy with that. I hope you like it. I love it. Now, moving on to my second project here. Here's my other Goodwill find. So, you guys remember this piece was also just $1, and it's some kind of office stationery organization unit. I'm not using that obviously for this purpose. So what I'm doing with this here, I plan to use this for like a planter box. And the first thing that I had to do was just remove all the hardware and all the extra pieces that came on or came with this this organization unit here. So that's pretty much what I did, and I'm glad that this was easy to do. So once everything was removed, again, I go in with my linen white chalk paint. Now you guys, I love this color, but I use it a lot because I'm decorating my house. So almost every piece that I've been working on is going in my home. So that's why I'm using a lot of the same color and the same style. I'm just coordinating. So anyways, I give this here 2 coats of the linen white chalk paint. And then once my piece dry, I went in with my sanding block, which was like a really fine grit. And I just went in and I just wanted to sand off some of the edges here, just do a really light distressing. I didn't want too much of this coming off, so that's why I went in with a really fine sandpaper or sanding block. But however, I had to give this like a really good like scrubbing or distressing. You know, it took a lot of like elbow grease to get the look I was looking for, but I'm happy with this. I'm so glad that it came out this way. And just a side note, if you're doing a distressing and you don't want to take too much off, it's good to go in with just like a really fine grit sandpaper or, you know, sanding block. So once that was sanded down to my liking, you guys see I have my Dollar Tree garden rail here, and I was so happy about this here because I didn't have to do much as far as to get this to fit in the frame. Only thing I had to do was cut this piece in half, and boom, look at that. It just sat right in there, no problem. So I just went in with my hot glue gun, and I just glued down the piece on the edges here on the inner of the frame, and then I just used the popsicle sticks just to hold down just the side there, just to make sure that it held the piece in place, which it did, and you couldn't see it on the other side. So with that being said, I just went around the rest of the frame edges here, and I just glued down my my garden rail, and I just glued down the rest of the popsicle sticks for that extra support. And you guys, now you see that I'm just adding in the greenery. So you see the green foam there. I just had those pieces left over. I got them from like Dollar Tree a while ago. And you know, I just cut it down the sides, popped it in there, popped in that Spanish moss on top of it just to hide that green. I didn't want that, like that foam green sticking out. So that's what I did. And then I just went in with my picks here that I got from like all over. I got from like the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Family Dollar, everywhere. So I just went in with my greenery, and I just arranged my now new planter box to, you know, my desired taste. And I'm really happy the way this came out. I thought it was really cute. You know, you guys, so I hope you really like it. And then also, you'll see here towards the end, I add on a bow, but I didn't show that I added on the bow. But that bow on the top, that was beautiful. It was like the icing on the cake, and I love that. All right, so now I have my cute little bunnies here I got from the Dollar Tree. And these bunnies here, they actually, it's this one, it looks like two, but there's actually one piece. And you just snap on the front and the back, and then these guys will stand up. They look like cute little like statues or whatever. And then I did give it 2 coats of the Waverly chalk paint, and then my Rust-Oleum chalk paint. But I have the Waverly chalk paint there because I use that as like a speckled effect. That's what I was trying to do. And for some reason, you guys, this was not working out. I was a little bothered by that. I've done speckle effects before on a lot of crafts and it came out pretty perfect. But for whatever reason, you know, the crafting guys were like, not today. You're not going to do this. This is what's going to happen. So I just went with it. I didn't give up on it. I just kept going. And, you know, as I was spraying on the paint, I just kept going in and just trying to dab off all of the runny paint that you see there. You know, I didn't want it to look too runny. So I just kept going until, I don't know, till I felt like I fell in love with it. And then I decided to go in with some black chalk paint just to like give it like different variations of color. I have the black and I have the gray. And then pretty soon you guys are going to see that I'm going to use the antique white, you know, acrylic paint also. So I just wanted to have like a different variation of color. And then as this was going on, I just noticed like these pieces are beginning to look like concrete. It was crazy. And not only that, I really liked it. I thought it was super cute to have like concrete bunny or faux concrete bunny statue. So I said, you know what, just go with it. We're going to make it happen. And that's exactly what I did. So also, as this was going on, you know, I noticed that the color variation was different. Like I was getting like multicolored bunnies and that it was like shades of light to dark. And I was super psyched about that. This was like a happy accident. I'm glad that this happened. And you guys see there, I just have my little bunny packet that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just stealing the tails off of these felt bunnies. And I'm putting them on my statue bunnies. And I really love the way this piece came out. I'm so happy that this happened, you know. I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.